Today, we caught up with the chairman of the People's National Convention Party, the PNC, and he goes by Mr. Bernard Mornah. We are going to be discussing his party in general, issues concerning the party and their flag bearer, allegations that are leveled against him by the women's organizer of the PNC, Janet Napla. Aside that, we also know Mr. Mornah himself to openly register his protest against the appointment of their flag bearer by the president sometime 2017, where the president appointed him as an ambassador at Radj. Mr. Mornah has spoken on various platforms, registering his protest against that. Now we'll take these issues one after the other and dissect them as we go. Let's go for a quick break, and when we come back, the show continues. Anyways, Mr. Mornah, welcome to the show.
Delightful to be here.
Please, I hope your promise you gave me earlier is not going to come off. I beg of you.
Did I make a promise?
Yeah, you made a promise.
Which is?
Since you forgot to, might as well just go on. I don't want to remind you of the promise.
I give you a ring?
No. There was no ring. There was no ring involved in our conversation or our promise.
Well, I promised that I will not put on a hijab, and so there's no pajamas here.
I don't know anything he's talking about. He's on his own. Anyways, welcome to the show once again.
As I said, it's a delight to be here with you after several years. I've not seen you since, I think, 2018, thereabout.
I plead the fifth on that one. Moving on, how is the PNC?
We are struggling, to be very frank with you. We are struggling to put the party on its toes, to be able to position itself as the alternative to the duopoly that Ghana has experienced since 1992. And this struggle has even been compounded by our recent difficulties, where we are not able to project and propel the party in the manner that we have to, because one of our own, the head of our party, is serving in government. So the PNC since 2017 has not been able to offer a party position on any national issue. And indeed, when individuals even speak their mind on national issues, you see that it appears that the party is broken into pieces as to where one should support and where one should not support. This has made us a laughingstock in the eyes of many Ghanaians.
So would you call the PNC dormant at this moment?
Well, to call it dormant means that we are lying down. There are members of the party who are speaking. They are making their case. But just to say that most often than not, they cannot speak saying that this is a party position. So you will have the General Secretary on platform speaking. You have the National Chairman on the platform speaking. You have many other, the National Organizer, Youth Organizers, even the Women's Organizer speaking on many platforms. But that is individual position because there is no paper. For instance, budget statements have been read. The PNC that is often known to have critique the budget statements have not done one critique of any of the budget statements, let alone to talk about the supplementary budget statements.
Okay, so right now, what is the state of your flag bearer? When was the last time, as the national chairman, got in touch with your flag bearer?
Well, we don't have personal relationship apart from party relationship. And so if there is no party meeting or any urgent party issues, I don't consider it appropriate to call him, or he doesn't also call me. So it is when there is a party event, then we call each other.
But you're on good terms?
I have no reason why I should have any bad term with him. The only thing is that I disagree with him, particularly in the manner he has more or less lowered the integrity of our party by us.
How has he lowered the integrity of the party?
He accepted an appointment with President Akufo-Addo. And
is it wrong?
He is the leader of the party. And when the leader of a party accepts appointment into a government, what it means is that every other member of the party must follow the leader. And therefore, what the leader says is the position that the party should represent. In this instance, what the President Akufo-Addo did was that they took Edward Mahama from us And having taken Edward Mahama from us, it appears that the PNC more or less is in government with Nana Akufo-Addo. And therefore, look, when Akufo-Addo's government does something that is inimical to the survival of our nation, if you criticize that position, it means that you have criticized Edward Mahama. Edward Mahama is supposed to offer the PNC sense of integrity in government. Unfortunately, he is unable to do so. Edward Mahama is able to point out that, look, it is wrong for President Akufo-Addo to want to bastardize the achievements of Kwame Nkrumah and to want to belittle the contributions of Kwame Nkrumah by taking away Kwame Nkrumah's national holidays, Nkrumah's what we call the Founders Day, by ensuring that we are not able to celebrate the Republic Day, and by instituting what he described as Founders Day on 4th August, which 4th August, by all the history and accounts that fortifies the decision to make 4th August, excludes Kwame Nkrumah as the founder of this nation. Because if Edward Mahama claims and is assimilated in the conviction that he is an Nkrumahist, you will not go and stand anywhere when they are talking about the founding of Ghana and they are excluding Kwame Nkrumah, and you will sit in the same government and you cannot talk about it. What it means is that you have sold out your sense of belonging to the Nkrumahist fraternity, because all of us know that independence, for instance, was not founded by the United Gold Coast Convention. And therefore, the only political party that pushed us to independence is the Convention People's Party, formed in 1949, 12 June, and led by Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Therefore, Kwame Nkrumah and the CPP founded Ghana. Now, if you have not founded Ghana, and they come and tell you that Ghana is founded on 4th August, what it means is that Kwame Nkrumah has been cut out of it. And yet, you belong and lead an Nkrumahist political party. You are serving in government. They don't have any sense of respect for you. And they cut you off. And they do this in your open. You cannot protest about it. You are there. The day that put icing on our struggles for independence, 1st July 1960, they are saying that it should become a commemorative day. You are there. You are just sitting down, Tokobele. You have nothing to offer to say that, look, as for this one, it doesn't work. So I'm saying that Edward Mahama has belittled and lowered the flag of belonging. So Akufo-Addo has taken him there in order to use the opportunity to cut our tradition and to slash it into pieces. And I'm saying that, look, if you belong there, what it means is that you have not lived and lifted the image of the tradition you belong. And in particular, you have brought down all of us, because we had so much hope in our leader who had told us that, look, no one should accept appointments into government without necessarily the party's support.
Which leaders said that?
Edward Mahama.
He said that.
He said that.
And then he made a U-turn and accepted it.
Edward Mahama made us to sack Malam Issa, who was then the chairman of the PNC, who had gone to accept to be Minister for Youth and Sports under President Kufuor. He made the party to distance itself from Mornah Issa's appointment, because the appointment did not come through the party, and therefore the party could not endorse it. And here we are. Edward Mahama goes, and then he is announced publicly that he has become an ambassador at large. And then they ask me, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Is this to denigrate our party? Because when you say something is at large, it means it's missing and cannot be found, and people are in search for it.
Is your presidential candidate missing?
Absolutely. To this extent, I'll say he's missing because, as you know, you cannot hear his voice or find him in public space making any contributions to further the interests of our nation.
But do you have any idea what his appointment entails? What does it mean to be an ambassador at large?
What it means is that you are the errand boy of the president, and that any time the president wants to send you on any errand, he can send you, because he
Isn't every appointee an errand boy?
The president has his designated appointment. We have ambassadors designated to countries. When they say ambassador at large, it means that you are everywhere. Anytime the president wants to send you to go and run an errand for him, you are sent to go do. In ordinary Ghanaian language, they will tell you you are the boy of the president.
This is not coming from me. This is coming from Bernard Mornah. According to him, Edward Mahama is what, the boy?
Absolutely.
Are you interested in being a flag bearer for the PNC?
Every classroom teacher aspires to be the Director General of Education. And every police constable aspires to be the IGP. And I'm sure that every politician will one day aspire to lead, not just a political party, but a nation. But as for 2020, I can tell you from the bottom of my heart that I have no intention whatsoever to run for flag bearer.
You are looking at changing your flag bearer to in 2020.
I have said without mincing words that if Edward Mahama wants to contest for flag bearer, he is welcome to the race. But it will take him and me, because I prefer any other body to be flag bearer than Edward Mahama. And that is my own interest. And so Edward Mahama can offer himself for flag bearer. But I can assure you that whatever effort I can make to stop him from becoming the flag bearer through the delegates' votes, because I'll go on a campaign against him. So he can come.
Okay, now moving on to the allegations that have been leveled against you by a women's organizer, Janet. I think that makes you smile. I don't know why though, but that seemed to tickle your fancy there a little bit. Now, she said that when nominations were opened and then you were picking your nominations form to become the chairman of the party, you gave the party a bounced check, and the party only found out after nominations had been filed, and due to that the party even dragged you to court on these issues, and up until now the party has not received a penny from you to pay or to reimburse the party for the bounce check. Is this allegation true? And if it is, have you reimbursed the party since then? And if it is not true, what will make her level such accusations against you?
Ignorance, they say, is a disease. But let me put that ignorance is actually not a disease, but it's a murderer. First and foremost, there are varied reasons for which a check can bounce. One is insufficiency of funds. Two is that the bank, normally when you issue a check, in modern times, the bank will call the issuer of the check, and you know that, to confirm whether that check should be allowed to go through. And why not? If I do not have sufficiency of funds in my account, who says that I operate only one account with my bank? I operate a savings account, I operate a forex account, and I operate a current account. It is only on a current account that I issue the check to the party. Unfortunately, if they call me, in this instance they did, we were in the Volta region somewhere in Lukusi.
So it means the instance happened.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Why? I am an honest person who will admit to it. So the bank called me, and because we were unable to respond to the bank had to refer the check back to the party. So the check got to the party. When my attention was drawn to it, I called my bank manager, said they were calling, and because they could not get me and it was getting close of business, they had to. As soon as we returned from the trip, I personally moved with cash and went and paid into the party bank account. That was just the next day when we returned, and then the bank had told me. We went and paid cash into the party bank account. So we had done our part of the obligation. If the party had called me and to say that your check had not gone through, I would have every reason to tell them that, okay, hold on, I will come and make good the check. So there's nothing wrong with people checks bouncing. In fact, wrong signature or even wrong date, I find it frivolous. So if your ignorance will lead you to such a murderous statement, why wouldn't I laugh? I have no issues with her, and I will not have any issues with her. Can you have an issue with someone who is your girlfriend?
Now she's your girlfriend.
She has always been.
But she's been your ignorant girlfriend.
I think that at this particular moment, she just decided that she will go bonkers without necessarily availing herself to the facts. And when the facts are not available to you, you speak out of ignorance, and ignorance can kill you.
Now, moving on to, we've also picked up that the PNC has set up a 5-member committee to investigate alleged receipts and deposit of party funds meant for party operations into your personal, or let's say private bank account. They are investigating you and your national, the second vice chairman, Henry Asante. Is this information true?
I have tried to restrain myself, because when a certain level of stupidity is creeping in, as we see.
Bernard, why do you keep using? You've used what? You used one word, talk belle. You've used you used another word, and now we are at stupidity.
When
What
a
is
certain
wrong?
level of stupidity is creeping in, you want me to repeat it, or foolishness? It's,
Just go.
it's
You use something else.
a certain level of foolishness is creeping in. You just have to restrain yourself. First and foremost is that no one person in any institution has authority to constitute any committee. No one person in any institution.
They are set at 5 members.
I'm saying that no one person is capable of setting up a committee, okay, in any institution. In this instance, I've seen that it is the National Treasurer who has used a fake letterhead of the People's National Convention to compose a so-called committee, 5-member committee, to do an investigation of funds that have been put into my account. The second vice chairman of the party put money into my account.
That's party money.
Listen, the second vice chairman called me and came to me and said he had some money he want to give to me. And I told him that I was tired, I couldn't go. And my brother, Adams Yaya Lalas, who was then in Medina, I called Adams to say, Henry has come to me. He wants to go and withdraw some money from his account for me. So could you come down? Lalas came down on a motorbike. Lalas said Henry sent him to go and buy him water. Henry went into Eco Bank to withdraw money and came into Commercial Bank. Giving the account number, he paid the money into my account. And of course, modern times, as soon as the money hits the account, it will tell you who has put money into your account. So Henry told me that he has put the money. Somehow, Henry forwarded this information to the leader that he has raised some money, but he's given to me, and he hopes that I will use that to support the party. No one has been called upon to any meeting. Then you just write names of people, and you are circulating this. So much so that I sit here and people from outside, as the regional coordinator of the Pan-African Federalist Movement, people see this, that I'm under investigations, and they are sending me from various countries, Francophone and all parts of the continent. They are sending me this, and I'm like, what is this level of silliness that is going in our party? First, I have not received any money meant for party. Henry Asante gave me money. I have no difficulty to receive the money. Third, is that no one individual has capacity to set up any probe. Now, Honorable Al-Hassan Azon, who somebody that the United Kingdom High Commission is looking for, can I tell you that this same person is somebody that the Inspector General of Police is looking for? Because this is a guy who wrote a letter to the United Kingdom High Commission, the UK High Commission, telling them that the PNC has sat, and because the government wants to implement ROPA, we want to take people from here and go outside. He creates offices for these individuals that are unknown to the party. He sends the letter to the UK High Commission. They call me to authenticate whether we have sent a letter of that nature. And I said no. They sent me the letter, and I didn't even know that he was the person who had done the letter, because the letter was purportedly signed by the Acting General Secretary, Jacob Amako. So I sent the message to Jacob Amako and asked him why disciplinary action should not be taken. And Jacob sent me his scanned signature and sent again his ID card and said this is not his signature and he has not come across the letter. So quickly I had to write to the UK High Commission and said we have no information, and the persons whose names have been written there are unknown to the party.
Then, is it the practice of the party that they will pay or they will deposit party funds into?
No money has come from party cafes to my account. Take note. No money has come from any party cafes to my account. If Henry Asante comes to me and said, I have some money I want to give to you, and I say, go with my boy and give the money to my boy, and I give my account number to my boy, and Henry takes the account number and pays money to me, how is that party accounts?
So if the money that Henry deposited into your account is not party funds, then what is the business of the party to set up a committee to
That
investigate.
is why when I say it is foolishness, you say that I'm using offensive words. Because it will take common intelligence to know that there has not been any money for the party. The party doesn't run a business.
If your national treasure is this scandalous, why is the party still keeping him on?
We have written to the Inspector General of Police for investigations. And if you want, now that he wants to go public, I can give you all the documentations to that. We wrote to the British High Commission, distancing ourselves. He himself had written to the political officer at the British High Commission, telling lies that he has discussed with me and that they are withdrawing the letters that he took to them and that will get back to them. All this implicating him.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mornah. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll be speaking on more. I told you that there is never a dull moment when Bernard Mornah is concerned. We'll be back after the break. Hello and welcome back to the Ghanaian Radar. We are still live on Radj TV and we still have Bernard Mornah with us here. Now, moving on with the conversation. Bernard Mornah, my producer want me to find out from you, is your involvement with this resistance a personal thing, individual, or is it the party, the PNC, that is part of this resistance?
First, I originated the idea of the inter-party resistance movement, and so I can say it's my brainchild. Second, that the PNC position in 2016, which is still the position, is that we don't support a new voters register because the data that we have is biometric data. And once you capture somebody's biometric data, they are there for life. And I have said time without number that if somebody dies, you dies with your biometric features. And therefore, dead people don't vote. Nobody can come and take you from your grave and come and use your fingerprints to be able to get authentication. So that's one. Number two, we indicated that for us to want to do a voters register, we needed to be supported with the facts of the true extent of the demography of our population, and therefore we needed a population census. This was in 2016. Those arguments that we raised are with the Electoral Commission why we kicked against a new voters register. Those arguments are as valid today. The PNC has not met anywhere to issue a counter position to what we presented in 2016. And so once we have a document with the Electoral Commission that says that we don't support a voter register even as far back as 2016, and the reasons we gave are as valid as the reasons we are giving today, the PNC cannot certainly say that you are no more interested in a no register, and that you are now in favor of a new register simply because the leader of our party is ambassador at large and is serving with Akufo-Addo, and Akufo-Addo's party is saying that they want a new register. When minister states
dictatorship in the PNC, are you saying that when you say something that is the position and no one can challenge it?
Except your idea of dictatorship is that when a party takes position, individuals can go against that.
Here is not a party taking.
I am telling you that in 2016, we have a document that we have not written a counter document. Is that not a party position? And I have heard that one of our party vice chairman, Henry Asante, has gone on a platform to say that that is not a party position. And sometimes you get chuckled because you are a second vice chairman of the party. Okay?
But he's entitled to his opinions, though. And he speaks for the party as well.
Vice chairman of the party. And your national chairman says that this is the position. You say that is not the position.
Does he agree with you by force?
You say that is not the position because you have not averred yourself to the reality that in 2016 we took a position. For instance, our 2016 manifesto is still the manifesto the PNC is using. I'm telling you that the PNC position is that we are against a new voters register. And so, and if your chairman originated the resistance against a new voters register, it makes them part and parcel of it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, there's our final question. Quickly, briefly, where would you place the Akufo-Addo administration? On a scale of 1 to 10, Anwar. Oh, really? It's not, I didn't say 0 to 100, 1 to 10. It's not that much for you to count.
Oh, it's the same thing as telling me that I should grade let me just go straight. To be very considerate, very, very considerate. I would not to be very considerate, because once you put somebody in charge of the affairs of a nation, you know that even if the person is sleeping, it is fatigue that could have led the person to sleep. So I will give President Akufo-Addo and his government 4/10. 4/10, just because I'm being extraordinarily considerate.
If you weren't, what would have been the number?
I am sure that they won't get 2.5. But I'm just being considerate, very charitable, because this is a president, instead of performing, he is there on a rhetoric mission. I just give you the recent example where, as Charles Reku Brobe will put it, by the time we finish commissioning and recommissioning the ambulances, thousands of Ghanaians would have died. We put these ambulances at the forecourt of the State House and waiting for a fanfare. If a president decides that you put ambulances down, after several months you come and commission them with such pomp and pageantry, and the vehicles, instead of going, for instance, since you come from Central Region and it starts from Kaswa, you go and pass Kaswa and pass all the other districts and you go all the way to Cape Coast. So all these ambulances, instead of Kaswa ambulance stopping at Kaswa to start to operate, you carry it all the way to the Central Regional Capital to go and put it there for another commissioning before it start driving back. It means that our government is engaged in an exercise in mediocrity. Ambulances are kept at hospitals, clinics, and other places. This is a president that promised us $1 million per constituency per year. 2017, we expect $1 million. 2018, we expected $1 million. 2019, we expected $1 million. And 2020, we expected $1 million. Now, this money has not been given to the constituencies. You turn around to come and say that as part of the $1 million, you have gone to buy ambulances. Really, ambulance costs $1 million. And that is what... So we are talking about $4 million, and the best you have achieved is to go and buy one ambulance for a constituency, and you have come to celebrate it in such magnificent and grandeur manner, and you want us to clap for you. That is mediocrity. Now, you have not built hospitals. It's not hospitals that you tell me that one district, one factory, and it appears that there is no factory in
the factories are ongoing.
There's no factory in the Upper West region. We have 11 districts, and I can tell you that no one of them.
They will get to Upper West region. They are doing it gradually.
Delivered before the end of the year. You are talking about free SHS system before we can realize you have introduced a traffic light educational system. So I'm saying that assessing Akufo-Addo's performance really on a scale of 1 to 10 is 4.
What is a traffic light? What did? But I will repeat what you just said. They've introduced what?
A traffic light educational system for us, where we have yellow people going to school, and then the green and red will wait. Where when red is going to school, the green and yellow will also wait, and in that order. So people are not moving as if we are a traffic light. Given when it gives indication, you know that this one is going. Even when amber is shown, people are in school. That is the kind of educational system that Akufo-Addo has installed for us.
But I don't know. We'll end the interview here. If I leave you, the kind of terminologies I'm going to hear today, I haven't heard before in my life. So honestly, I think I will end here. Before you say things you are not supposed to say. So thank you so much, though. It's an honor, it's a pleasure for you making time for our team to be here to have this interview with you. I am so grateful for your time. I am very grateful. Thank you so much for being on the show, Mr. Mornah.
Always delightful to have you.
All All too soon, the conversation has come to an end. We are very grateful for Mr. Mornah. We are grateful for his time, for being here with us today. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself also. Make sure you don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel, Radj TV, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter as well. You can also check us on our website, www.rajtv.com. My name is Radj Coleman, and until next time, we will meet again. It's bye.